Hello guys, Coach Michael Lee here. Having small talks with women, it's not easy. It's actually very hard. And the conversation can quickly become really boring and you might feel a bit weird and fake because you feel like this is not a real conversation. The only thing you do is to ask questions after questions after questions, which is very normal here. And small talk do has its place though. So you have to see it like this. Small talk, it's not the conversation itself. Small talk is more like a door for real conversations to happen. And when you know it, everything will change. And in this video, I will teach you how to go from small talk into deep, meaningful talk where things matters. Because when you are talking to women, you want to make a great impact, something that is real. So stick with me and let's get into it. And before we start, I want to tell you that I made a free training video for you where I go through the most important mindset and behaviors to get started to become a good conversationalist. Everything has to start somewhere. And this video is an excellent video to get started. So make sure to get access by looking at the description and click on the link. So now let's get into the small talk. The biggest problem for guys when they are talking to attractive women is that they are nervous. If they don't know the women, they are nervous. And when they are nervous, they want the conversation to go well. And they don't want any awkward silences. And in order to be able to manage that, they just start asking questions. Don't pay so much attention to the answer, just asking questions after questions after questions. You know, almost like they are searching for a lot of fact-based things from the women. And that become quite boring and the women feel like something is off here. They feel like it's an interview, someone who just want to tick off boxes. And that is not good for connecting with women and actually have a great conversation. Because it feels like you just want to extract information and don't really care about the answers. And if you don't care about the answer, why should she care about you? Women are much more attentive than you are. They see a lot more nuances and details during the conversation than you do as a man. No question about it. There are tons of scientific research supporting this. So what to do then? How can we get away from that terrible small talk where we're going to ask a lot of questions to avoid awkward silences and all that? Well, first we need to understand the different layers of a conversation. There are basically 3 layers that I want to mention, but I'm going to talk heavily on the first 2. So the first layer is the layer of basically getting information. That is the small talk layer. And small talk is great in order to break the ice and get information about what to talk about in layer number 2. So I'm going to give you a sample for layer 1 conversation. If I'm going to meet an attractive woman and then I might, just introduce myself and then I'm asking something like, where do you live? Or where do you come from? Or perhaps, what did you do today? And I asking those questions because I want certain information, right? If I know where she lives, then I can maybe talk about that particular part of where she lives. If I ask her where she's coming from, if she's from a different ethnic background, we can talk about that. Or if I'm going to ask her, what do you do today? She's going to tell me what she did. Maybe she said that I went to the gym, I was walking around the city, I was in the cafe drinking coffee with a friend. Well, then I got the information to understand that was what she did. Like I got the fact-based information of what she did today. And based on those factors, I now have great information to carrying on with the conversation. But that will be in layer number 2, not on layer number 1. Because if I would go ahead and keep myself in layer number 1, I would just simply go and ask another question. And asking another question that will not be good here, because she will be bored and she will feel like she's getting interrogated. It's like an interview. So I don't want to ask another, superficial question. Now I want to actually start asking follow-up questions based on her answers. And I can do that directly, or I can also share my version and thoughts about what she answered. So I can also say that layer number 2 is what I used to call the opinion layer, or we in the communication call it the opinion layer. We want to, know her thoughts about something, her opinions, her thoughts, what comes to her mind. So I can start saying, for example, let's say that she said that, oh, I'm from upstate New York, or let's say New York. All right. Now I want to get into layer number 2. I can do that by sharing something about myself, by saying, oh, New York. When I'm thinking about New York, I'm thinking about so much opportunities and so much people over there. It's so crowded and it's full with life. And I do like when things are happening. So New York, I feel, is a great place. I've been there once and I got a really good impression. But I'm curious, what do you think about living there? How's the life? Boom. That follow-up question that came after my opinion about New York is the thing that takes the conversation into the first layer of depth. So now we're not only, talking about that she's from New York and that's it. We're now talking about what she thinks about living there. And boom, that is when things start to happen. All right? And it's the first layer of taking the conversation to depth, layer number 2. And then she might say that, oh, but life is good. I can do a lot of great things here. I mean, I am pursuing my music career, and I'm also into fitness, and New York fits me perfectly because I can actually chase, I can chase both of those passions of mine in the same time, because New York have a lot of activities and possibilities, right? All right. Now you got really good information, because not only do you know that she's from New York, you also know that she is doing those stuff in her day by day in New York. So now you start knowing her as a person. But here comes the layer number 3. And that is when you start investigating on what she said there. All right. Music career. What's the story behind that? And fitness. How did that started? What came to her mind before she started with the fitness thing? I want to know. And when you start asking about those 2 topics, we're getting into the deeper meaning of life. And that is the layer number 3. So that is how you take it from small talk all the way to deep talk. And once she starts telling you her inner self about things, such as why she chose music as her passion and goal in life, together with fitness as her goal in life, that is when you actually start knowing her inner core, and the connection, the emotional connection, starts here, where she really feel bonded to you, because you really paid attention to what she said. All right, you were smart with your small talk. You use small talk to ask questions. And she said that, oh, I'm from New York. And then you're like, okay, I'm from Chicago, but New York is a great place. When I think about New York, boom, layer number 2, I think about this, and this, and my experience about New York is this, and this. So New York is a great place. But I'm curious, boom, a layer 2 question. What do you think about living here? And then so on. You get the point, right? I just repeated myself, but I really want you to understand this point, this part, because it's so important for you to make influential conversation with those beautiful women in order to take it further, romantically, or whatever you want to take it. So I hope this video is something that gave you value, something that, make you think about small talk and how to take it into depth. So also remember now that I do have a free video training, and that video training explains exactly what I explained in this video and more. So make sure that you get access to that video and start watching it and start, learning, because I want you to be able to be the man that have a lot of charisma talking to women, whether it is the women that you don't know, that you find attractive, that you want to start date, or if you are in an existing relationship and you feel like this relationship start drifting away, you can start using those methods in order to start discover more things about your woman in depth to make the connection stronger. You see, maybe many times your woman might not have been feeling like you're paying attention. Change that. Start paying attention now. Not only small talking stuff with your woman. Start talking in depth. That can absolutely save a lot of relationships today. That is a fact. So if you find that this video gave you a lot of value, do me a favor. Hit the like button. It would really help my small channel. And also make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to give you a lot of free, valuable insight and tips in the future. And I don't want you to miss anything. I really want you to learn this so you can better your life, or even transforming your life to something extraordinary. So all in all, thank you, and I hope to see you in the next video.